I started to put on my makeup this morning and ranting to myself, so I thought I'd turn on the camera and rant to you guys. So this is going to be my first kind of get ready with me, but I do have a theme besides my rant, and that is cool colors. This is the Kevyn Aucoin Nude Pop. It was a limited edition. I think it's still available though, and that's what we're going to go for. It's suitable for fall. I'm the Hooded Lid. Welcome to my channel. If you want to hear me rant, if you're in the mood for a rant, keep watching. I have put some concealer under my eyes and on my lids, and I've powdered, and I am going to go with this pinky little color here. It appears to be matte. I'm going to do it all over the lid. It's a good tone for me too. I've only used this a couple of times since I bought it because there's so many shimmers in here and glitters in here. And like, first of all, how do you think a copper shimmer goes with this color scheme? I don't know. And this is kind of where my rant starts. I feel like I'm invisible. I feel, as a woman in her more than mid-50s, makeup companies do not see me and do not care about me. They figure that this age group, we just gave up. We don't care about looking good. And that's bullshit. And I'm tired of it. And I'm gonna rant. Take someone like Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury had really great success while she was at Tom Ford as the creative director, and I think she figured, hey, why am I making money for him? I'm going to do it for me and charge exorbitant prices. I think her line is very expensive and not worth it. People are seduced by the fact that she's an important makeup artist, but really, Kate Moss is what did it for her. I'm going to go in with this color. And, you know, do my thing. Now, some of her products are great, and a lot of her products are not. Her quads, there's no mattes in most of them, and most women, no matter how old they are, really don't look good without a little matte action going on. You know, and she has, if you go on her site, this may have changed, but I remember going on her site and she had like the sex kitten look, the glam look, the goddess look, and it was so insulting to me that she objectifies women as a woman herself. You know, that's not very empowering. And she seems like a perfectly nice woman. She doesn't come across as a terrible woman. She comes across as someone who wants to help women. It's just, I think, you know, the way she wants to help them is weird. And then I started thinking about Bobbi Brown, who, you know, that company no one ever talks about, but when she first started, she wasn't about making you into a sex kitten or a glam bot or, you know, whatever else Tilbury's trying to do. It was like looking like you, but the best version of you. And that is no longer part of the conversation. It's like, I want to look like this Instagram eye, which is completely and totally retouched. Some of it isn't even retouched so much as done on, you know, whatever, Facetune, any number of lovely little applications that you can employ to make yourself look like something you're not. And it's not healthy for women. So the young girls look at this and they kind of hate themselves because they can't make themselves look like that. And the women my age are like, we're smart enough to know, well, none of this is real, but this is who companies are talking to. And this is who companies are making product for. And it's frustrating. It is frustrating, and I'm here to say I'm here, and I'm not going away. And my channel is about us invisible women, no matter what your age is. You could be 20 and have the very same feeling that I have, that nobody is speaking to you, that you want to look pretty but you don't want to look like you're going out on Sunset Boulevard on a Friday night. You know what I mean? You don't want to look like you're clubbing. You want to be as pretty and alluring as possible. You're not sending the message of, you know, having a hot red sign up saying, I'm in play, or I'm in heat, come fuck me. And I'm not monetized, so I get to say that. I was looking at one of Bobbi Brown's videos, and this is kind of her way of applying makeup. It's not like, oh, it has to be cut absolutely perfect right here, and blah, 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 and cut crease and halo and all that stuff. None of it. She said, in fact, she is more about layering colors than blending colors. And I'm kind of doing that today. I'm just layering on, and I'm not going to make myself nuts about it. After my melt palette fiasco and looking at it, how horrible my lids looked, and I know some of it is about the crepiness, which is very hard to not. It's very hard to make crepey lids look good, but it's possible, and it depends entirely on the shadows you're working with. The melt went back because it's too hard to work with, there's too much fallout, and if a company isn't going to make something for me, I'm not going to buy their product, period, end of story. And obviously I'm mad. Come sit next to me if you feel the same way. So now I'm going to do the same thing a little bit darker. This one. Oh, wait a minute. That's a shimmer one. No, yeah. This one. Same brush. You know, we seem to be, I feel like there's two categories. We're either doing glitter or we're one shade wonders. You know, let me get you a 3-pan and go away, little girl. Tap us on the head and you go away now. Old ladies aren't allowed to have a voice here. To that I say, same thing. Fuck you. Our voice is our wallet. And our voice is us coming together and saying, no, we matter, we are not invisible, we're here. And rewarding the companies that make products that work for us. Notice I'm having no problem blending this out. I'm not familiar with the rest of his palettes, but I can say this palette works for crepey lids. So I'm going to continue to look at this line when they release stuff, which isn't very often. Now, I do have a fat pad right here. If you've never been here before, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm usually not angry. Once in a while you get to rant. I am over 55. I have crepey lids and puffiness and a whole bunch of shit going on around the eye area. The eye area is the area that I'm kind of obsessed with. I have hooded lids. This lid also has a fat pad that protrudes, so it often looks like it's lighter right here and then darker right here, and that is nearly impossible for me to remedy. It's, no matter how much I blend, that's just the way it goes. Because of my crepiness, it usually looks like I'm not blending well, even though I blend my butt off. That's the way it is. I'm going to go a little bit darker. I usually don't do this, because for me, when you're hooded and your hood is at the end of your eye, when you go dark here, like do an outer V, quote unquote, it ends up pulling this down, and it instead makes the eyes look incredibly round, when my eyes are actually almond and they lift up. And I prefer the lift up. When you get older, you should always prefer to lift up everything. Everything should be up. And what I usually like to do is like an inverted V, but when I do that, the look will turn more night. And by inverted, I mean I go like this. Starts here, goes in here, and then up here. And then this goes straight across. And that's the way to do a hooded lid, I have found, when it's hooded on the end. But that's hard to do during the day. Should we try it? Let's try it. So see how I have it this way? Just bring it down. That's part one. Now, part 2 is going back out. I'm going to stamp it back. And this darker color is not looking as good as the other colors. So there's my V, inverted. Here, then here. And now I'm going to bring this, and when I do so, I want something straight. So here is the highest point of my lid, and then from there, I pretty much want to go straight instead of most people are like, let's do a V, bringing this up and this down and meeting in the middle. I'm not meeting in the middle. I'm kind of, this is going up to that, this is going straight. But when it goes up to this, instead of building this way, it's the inversion that I'm speaking about. And going back to blend. And this is going to take a little blending because I'm getting, it's not looking as nice as the other colors. And that could be just because it's a darker color and it's harder to accomplish that with. Accomplish that with? Yeah. Now I'm going to get a little blender. And right here it looks kind of iffy. I'm just going to spend a little time working on that. Because of the crepiness, I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it 100%, but I can improve it a little bit. And then I'm going to do what all women should do, and that is walk away. Say, okay, that's good enough. I'm not an Instagram girl who's giving you this bullshit looks that aren't true. And they're not doing you any favors, you know? They're just making you feel like you're not as good as me. Look what I can do and you can't do. And they can't actually do it because it's not real. I'm going to take a bigger one and just kind of smooth this out because again, this is for a real look, something you're really going to leave the house with. You might have a job, so you want to look like you are taking care of yourself. Unlike the cosmetics company, you don't want to say, you're over 55, you gave up. You want to say, fuck no, I got a lot to bring to this world. And you know what I have? Experience. And I'm going to do the other side, but I think I'm going to stop ranting while I'm doing the other side, so I will catch you when both are done. All right, and as my mantra says, good enough. It doesn't say, I give up. It says, I've tried, but I have to understand the limitations of what I have before me. I've done a good job. It is good enough. Now I'm going to line. This is, you know, this is kind of why I'm here, you guys, because I feel like there's very few people out there who are speaking to me. There are some, but they have different skin type than I do, and they have a different aesthetic than I do. And I do love makeup. I do love playing with color. I do want to look good. And a lot of women my age, it seems, they don't want to play with color. They just, you know, will do an iteration of the same kind of looks over and over again, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not me. And I thought, there's a good chance that there are other people out there like me. Might not be a lot of people, but there are some people. All right, let's go back here and look at what we have for shimmers. Like, I don't get it. I don't mind telling you. This one looks a little greenish in the pan, but it's not looking, I don't know, it's kind of a bronzy, there's some pink reflex in there. This one is very pretty. This one kind of a coppery, and this one is also very pretty. But any one of us can leave the house looking like this and not feel like, oh, we're not good enough because we didn't put shimmer on our lid. In fact, what we could do is taking the same brush and going to, let's do this one. And just put it in the inner lid. I don't want something too opposite. I don't want too much contrast here. I just want to lighten the inner area the slightest bit. So now is the time. I'm going to step aside, I'm going to clean my hands, and I'm going to put on my foundation and do my brows. And I'll be back. I'm back. Foundation is on, brows are on. I put some concealer on, and it's way too peachy, so I'm just, well, too peachy and too dark, really. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in a lighter color and just blend it around these areas. And you know what? This could be a major mess up. It's just I'm using the Kogan dough today, and the truth is the Kogan dough is just not buildable. I mean, you can try, but taking a dry beauty blender because I'm too lazy to get up. Just get a little more coverage around the center of my face. I'm not canceling anything out. I'm not wearing a mask, but I've evened up my skin tone. And now I just want to powder in the center. I've already powdered my under eyes when I did my concealer before I even started. And I just don't like a shiny cheek, really. But generally, wherever you put concealer, not a bad idea to put a little powder on, but you don't have to. I think this looks pretty. And more importantly, I think I look pretty. I look, well, certainly presentable. You know what I mean? Now some blush. I got this Torrid recently at the sale, but I don't think that's going to work with this eye color. I think I want to go kind of neutral pink. We'll start neutral pink. This is Chantecaille. I look pretty glowy, I think. You want to do some highlight? Do it. You don't have to. And I kind of don't want to pretend I'm someone that I'm not, which is a 25-year-old who's like, oh, highlighter, oh. But I did just get this at the sale, and I do think it deserves some attention. Just a little bit. Right here, and then buff it in a little bit. I don't know, you guys. I'm having one of those days, you know what I mean? Where it's like, no, I'm the boss. The makeup is not the boss. And we are here to celebrate companies that make eyeshadows that work on crepey lids. And for me, this is getting an A. I will most definitely be looking at other new releases from Kevyn Aucoin. Of course, I have to always check it out in person because that's who I am. That's going to do it for me. I think this is a perfectly lovely look. I think I look presentable. I don't look like I gave up because none of these companies are seeing me. None of them think that I deserve to look pretty. And I am here. Hear me, see me, know me. And you know what? It's no one's responsibility to do that but mine. This is my face telling the world, telling cosmetics companies, I am here. See me, make products for me. If you don't, I won't buy them. It's just that simple. That's where my power is. That's where your power is. And together we will find products that work for our issues. Crepey lids, forget it. I can love the palette. I can think it's gorgeous. If it doesn't blend well, it's not happening anymore. That's it. I'm done. This gingerbread palette, even though there's so many problems with the colors all looking alike, they blend so beautifully and easily. You pretty much put it on and you almost don't need to do anything else, especially right in this area where I think things just look so choppy on me. I think this looks great. I don't know if it was my application or if it's the powders, but we're definitely going to come back to this palette and maybe give it another try. I don't know. When I say definitely, I mean maybe. I want to thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I mean, obviously I'm sharing information here and a point of view here that might be hard for a lot of people because nobody wants to hear negative stuff. But god damn, you know what? Sometimes we have to put our foot down and say, I'm here. Just stop ignoring me. And I'm not going to buy your junk anymore. I'm not going to buy your overpriced shimmer in every freaking product. So for me, Charlotte Tilbury may be a lovely, lovely person. Her products don't work for me, and I'm not going to buy them until she acknowledges not everybody should be looking like a sex kitten or a glam bot or a 90s icon. That we are not masquerading through life. We're living our lives, and we need to do it. We want to do it, and we deserve to do it with a little bit of confidence. And we look to cosmetics companies to help us get there. Not to make us look bad, not to make us feel inferior, not to say, what's wrong with me? I'm not going to be crying over an eyeshadow palette anymore. Yes, I did do that. And maybe the moon was full. But I was so in love with the colors in the Metropolis palette and so effing frustrated that I couldn't get them to work on me. You know why? Because these people don't test out their makeup on anyone other than 21-year-old girls. In fact, I saw something the other day on Charlotte Tilbury's site. The girl looked like she was 16. But a 16-year-old girl can't afford $75 for an eyeshadow palette unless she has rich parents. So you tell me. What they're trying to sell to us is, shame on you for not being 16. Buy my shit and you'll look like a 16-year-old. And to that I say, no, because I'm not 16 and I'm smarter than that. Thank you for spending some time with me. Maybe I entertained you, maybe I didn't. I won't be doing this, anymore. That's not true. I may do it again, but I'm not going to make a habit out of it. But I am changing how I'm looking at eyeshadows. I hope you come again, and until then, I am wishing you a great, empowered, confidence-filled day. You are beautiful. You are here. I see you. Bye.